Are apostates mentally diseased? Where did this accusation come from in the first place? It came from a translation of 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 4, found in the older version of the New World Translation. The verse reads, "He is puffed up with pride, not understanding anything, but being mentally diseased over questionings and debates about words. From these things spring envy, strife, abusive speeches, wicked suspicions." The Watchtower applies this verse to members who left the movement or disagree with certain teachings or practices. To those they label apostates. Based on this verse, apostates are called mentally diseased, a term that seems unique to the New World Translation. However, let us read verses 3 through 5 in the new version of the New World Translation, the so-called silver sword, keeping in mind not just verse 4, but the context and who it applied to. "If any man teaches another doctrine and does not agree with the wholesome instruction, which is from our Lord Jesus Christ, nor with the teaching that is in harmony with godly devotion, he is puffed up with pride and does not understand anything. He is obsessed with arguments and debates about words. These things give rise to envy, strife, slanders, wicked suspicions, constant disputes about minor matters, by men who are corrupted in mind and deprived of the truth, thinking that godly devotion is a means of gain." Here we find that the Watchtower moderated their version in this verse, dropping mentally diseased with the less offensive obsessed. But who does this passage apply to? This was a letter written to Timothy, an overseer in the first century, about a particular situation that existed among Christians in his day. First, notice that there is no directive here to expel the people in question or to shun them. It simply is a description about a certain group of people. Clark's commentary has this to say on this verse: "Toting about questions, he is sick, distempered, about these questions relative to the Mosaic law and the traditions of the elders. For it is most evident that the apostle has the Judaizing teachers in view, who were ever in questions of theology, straining out a gnat and swallowing a camel." Most likely it had to do with those in the first century who believed that Christians should be observing the Mosaic law, either in whole or part. In particular, a sticking point was the issues of circumcision, and might have also included observing the Sabbath, or abstaining from certain foods prescribed by the law. Christianity, on the other hand, is about grace and faith, over adhering to a system of law and works. However, some who wanted to return to aspects of the law were fanatically obsessed with rules and laws, splitting hairs, quibbling over what they were allowed and not allowed to do on any given occasion. Such a judgmental atmosphere inevitably leads to envy, strife, slander, and suspicion. Where people are measured by their works or strict adherence to rules, people tend to vie for status and reputation. Factions easily form in such organizations. Political bickering can easily go on behind closed doors, especially among those who are jockeying to gain position, power, and influence. Does any of this sound familiar?